All right. I will record this so you can watch it again, if that's okay with you.
Sick.
And it
Yes.
will also be posted publicly on YouTube, if you have no problem with that.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So tell me about this is Tracer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about your experience on Tracer and your questions about Tracer. What you think you are struggling with, and what you want to get out of the VOD.
So, um, I have I'm basically just a one-trick tracer.
Mm-hmm.
I've got nearly 200 hours on Tracer, which is like a good bulk of my account
Mm-hmm.
is just straight. Like I think I'm nearing 700. So, a good bulk of my account has been on Tracer.
Mm-hmm.
I think getting up into Plat for me has been almost solely mechanics. I and recently I've been working on the opposite, which would be like game sense. And I've learned a lot. If you saw in my description that I put, I learned
Mm-hmm.
a lot from Melio's unranked to top 500
Mm-hmm.
because I really liked the way he explained while he was fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So he would see something and he would say it and he would go, and that's really how my head really works. So I started doing that, and that really helps. But I noticed that because it's not like a second nature thing yet,
Mm-hmm.
that it kind of made my mechanics go backseat,
Okay.
and my mechanics weren't as good. So I'm kind of working on right now meshing the two. I know that my decision making still isn't great, but basically I'm looking at, okay, this is my team comp, this is what we're trying to do, and this is what I'm going to do with them. This is what I'm playing against, this is what they're trying to do, and this is what I'm going to try and stop, or yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
I think my question, and there is a lot that I just kind of unloaded. Um, Something that I've struggled with and a habit that's made me lose games that I've had to break before is like sometimes I'll just flank like all the time,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where I'll like set up and just try to go for backline, and then my team gets rolled,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then sometimes I'll be like, okay, well I'll just switch up and I'll go sit main with them, and then I still lose. So I think I need to find the balance of like when do I take this deep flank slash off angle, or when do I, you know, play main, play
Mm-hmm.
with, what my team is fighting for. I think it's a
Do you
team
have
comp thing too, but
I was going to ask if you have any intuition as to what the answer to that question is.
yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just a team comp thing because I haven't seen as much of the problem recently. I think this code I kind of see like questions with it
Mm-hmm.
because there is um, its second point. My team struggles through that whole point, which I think is a I honestly like I'm never a teammate blamer. I never am. I always want to take responsibility for my like what I can do better.
Mm-hmm.
But like every time the fight was starting, my other DPS got picked. Like immediately, like pre-fight, poke phase, like my other DPS just got picked. And it's just unlucky. So like we just had to keep resetting. I think that's why we struggled so much second point. But I really want to see what I can do better because I know I didn't play anywhere near as perfect as I could have
Mm-hmm. You
for
talk.
that point.
Mhm. One thing that I wanted to say before we get into your question about when you should be shooting frontline versus taking, or maybe something closer to frontline, as opposed to taking deep flanks. Another thing that I wanted to say is that it's completely normal to feel that your mechanics are not on point while you're working on decision making intensive activities, and you should be proud of that because that means you're actually putting thought into, like you're actually putting effort into thinking and you're trying to make decisions, which is very good. The like training mechanics is not hard. Well, there is nuance to it, and you need to know how to train certain parts of your mechanics. Mechanics is a very wide concept, right? Movement
Yeah.
can be mechanics, trigger discipline can be mechanics, running your crosshair, blinking around, readjusting aim. Like,
Yeah.
there is a lot of stuff with Tracer, right? But that you can train almost in a robotic manner, if that makes sense. You can go into practice range, and then you can go into that match, and then you can go into comp progressively and train a certain aspect of your mechanics. And that's not very difficult, right?
Yeah.
The more difficult part is looking at what is happening on your monitor right now and making an educated decision, right? So that is, in my opinion, the harder part of Tracer, and in consequence, that's the part that I would recommend you spend more time into. You should not care too much about your mechanics. You should care because if you make good decisions, you will require a lesser mechanical performance to have good outcomes. Like
Yeah, and I have I've noticed that.
you should never put yourself in a situation where you have to hit the shot or lose, right?
Yeah,
That's the ideal. That's the ideal
yeah,
scenario. So you should
right.
sort of carry yourself by virtue of making smart decisions alone, almost.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing that you feel like your mechanics are worse because you're thinking about like you're actually thinking about stuff instead of just blinking around and killing people, right?
Mhm.
And you should do that more, in my opinion. Um,
Yeah, I agree, totally.
but anyway, um, getting back to your question, you said that you think the answer is tied to the comp that you're playing, right? Why is that? Can you give me an example?
Well, I mean, if the off angle that I'm taking, does nothing to help my team or does nothing to relieve pressure from my team, then they're just gonna get steamrolled.
Okay, how do you relieve
Um,
pressure from your team?
well, it can be getting a pick if someone's out of position. If the enemy team's out of position, I can get a pick. Or it can be distracting
So skill threat,
more than
basically.
one person.
It's a
Yeah, kill
skill threat.
threat. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're
That's what Spilo always says, like threatening a kill.
yeah, you're like if you're 20 meters away from this Widowmaker tickling her, that's not kill threat, right? She doesn't care. But
Yeah,
if you're like on this corner, shooting her, picking the corner and threatening to blink in and kill her, that is kill threat, right? Even if you don't get the kill, she still cannot play that position because if she does, there's a chance that you punish her and kill her, right? Um, and so there's your answer. It's not related necessarily to your comp, but it's related to the nature or like it's related to your options. What options do you have? Do you have the option to shoot something squishy and threaten to kill it? Then take it. If you don't, or if it's like, or if the enemy tank is threatening to kill your team because of like I don't know certain ultimates or because he's like just postured up in a very aggressive position, then it's easier and lower risk to just shoot the tank out and then take the deep angle. It's not so
mm,
much tied to the comp, but more so to what options you have. Like for example, if we're looking at the enemy team comp right now, what are the most dangerous people to your team?
I mean, Widowmaker can be pretty
Sure,
dangerous.
yeah, but Widow, it's gonna be hard to touch Widow on this map, right?
Yeah,
So you might
yeah,
spend a lot of time setting up on the Widowmaker, and she's gonna get like Ana healing and Suzu and all that, and you're not really gonna kill her, right? Even if
but yeah, we'll get value from that.
you will get some value from this, but
Yeah,
you're gonna have to work really hard, and your team might still die to the Reaper Hog, right, in the front line.
yeah.
Okay, what else?
Well,
The
definitely Reaper Hog
yeah, Reaper
is
Hog,
going
right?
to be a lot, especially against Doomfist, Mercy, Kiri. like Reaper Hog.
Yeah, they
They're
don't
they're
have
going to
anything to worry
deny
about.
the dive. Yeah.
It's like free for them. And also these two people are killable, right? These
Yes.
two people are kind of squishy.
Yes.
If you replace the Kiriko with a brig, or if you
Oh, and it'll be so much awesome.
it's so much harder, right? You have to work so much harder for results. So when when you think about options or when you think about what you should, you basically choose whatever is convenient for you, so whatever you can threaten, and whatever is more killable. If they have like Juno Brig and you're the solo diver, you're probably not gonna kill them unless the fight is like a chaotic fight with ultimates, or unless you have a really really good starting position and can just drop on the Juno and one clip her, right? So at that point, you're maybe better off just shooting off the tank and gradually taking the space, even though it's more painful, even though it's like less dopamine inducing. It might be the better player as opposed to just going in the backline, wasting all of your resources, and then your team is in a 4v5 because you don't kill anything, you get forced out, and you don't contribute to the fight, essentially, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a maybe I put it in a harsh way, but you also have to think about the fact that if they are putting resources or they're playing a comp that is designed to deny you, and they're playing in a way to deny you, that means that oftentimes they will expose your tank because somebody has to be sort of contesting space, right? If the enemy team is playing, so let's suppose that 2 seconds. Let's suppose that the Widowmaker is playing back here. There's like a Brig here. There's a Juno here. There's like, I don't know, the Reaper is playing inside, right? So you cannot really punish him. If they're playing really, really far back and they're playing really, really safe, that means that their Hog has to play forward, has to play on this corner, and he has to stop the payload because if they don't stop the payload, they lose the game, right?
Right. Yeah.
So that means that if they are playing very defensively and very passively, they are isolating their Roadhog.
Yeah. Just
So
making
as
his
long as
farm
you're
hog.
hmm? So
Yeah.
as long as you're
I'm on board.
playing with your team, you are taking a favorable trade because you're fighting 2v5, more or less, right? There's a widow here, right? But these people are essentially not doing anything because they're playing to deny you. So sometimes you can like threaten, they go back to peel you, and then you go back to your team and you kill the isolated target. Like it's not always a black and white answer of you should only flank or you should only kill or like shoot frontline. It's more so a mixture. You do something, they react to it, and you make a decision in return to their decision. If that makes sense, you sort of adjust based on what they do. Right? You go here, you shoot the Juno. Juno's half HP. She's killable. She gets back. She's no longer killable. You do something else. Right? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
you should to put it in a shorter form, you juggle between your options as frequently as possible and you choose what makes more sense for you, like what is more killable for you or what is going to help your team take the space better. There are also certain matchups that will favor you shooting frontline as opposed to backline, like say especially tanks that don't really have a lot of armor are really good for you to shoot. Like Hog is fine to farm with your team. By the way, this changes when you have Pulse because Pulse is an instant kill. So if you shoot the Hog here and shoot the Hog here, and we're like stuck on this portion of the map and you have Pulse, you can 100% go for backline and kill somebody with Pulse. Things change when you have Pulse because
Yeah.
more people are killable, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like Hog, Maoga to a certain extent, Doom, Ball, Queen, Zarya, those are times you can really bully a Tracer because they don't
Yeah.
have mitigation. They don't have any real mitigation, right? It kind of sucks to shoot a Reinhardt or Brahmatra maybe, right? Even though you can also farm Ram in the back and force his
Yeah.
nemesis, and once you farm his nemesis,
Diva.
then you go do something
Diva's
else because he's
annoying
useless, right?
sometimes. Yeah.
But Queen and Zarya and Doom are really important to shoot if you don't have anything better to do, because if you always keep them at half HP, they cannot do anything. They cannot play the game. Even Diva, if you can like spot it in lower ranks, Divas are kind of silly and they boost her in a lot. And if you notice that they boost her in and they don't usually sort of end up in safe positions, you can hunt them and kill all their armor when they're boostering in, and then they're probably gonna die.
That's
Right?
a very good point. Yeah.
So
Okay.
regardless, there's a lot of like theoretical talk here, but I think it's better if we just look at the VOD and we give examples of this. On Junkertown is gonna be you're gonna have less options, right? Because just
Right. Yeah.
because of the map geometry and because of the ways that you can set up. And there is some funny
Yeah.
stuff that you can do. I'm sure you can go up here and you can walk on this ledge and then you can blink up here to access Widowmaker,
Yeah.
for example, or to set up on backline. But and especially if the Reaper is playing inside here, which if he's smart he should, it's gonna be hard for you to contest him, right? Did I manage to like set the grounds to clarify your question, or did I talk
Yeah.
gibberish?
I think that was pretty good. Yeah.
Okay,
I
do you
think
have
I
do you have
explained it pretty well.
do you have any follow-up questions or any other questions that you would like to ask before we jump into the gameplay?
Um, I think I will when we get to defense.
Okay.
But for now, we can
Okay,
look
so
at
we want to
this.
start with attack, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me how do you like to set up on Chaser on this map?
I really like to go left side. I feel like the pathing has got a lot of cover, and then just kind of look for someone who maybe kind of gets forced to the other side of the bridge. And if I can't find anyone, then I like to rotate around back stairs.
This way?
Yeah.
That's okay. You can also drop and go mega and play here, and then as your team
Yeah.
is pushing up this way, you can pinch the enemy team in the back, right? Or
Yeah. I just don't want to be too aggressive off of the start because I don't know what they have yet.
sure, the first thing that you do on any hero is you scout. That's
Yeah.
the most basic cycle that you do on any hero is you scout, you gather information, then you make a decision, and then you re-scout or sort of you regain information after you made your decision, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You make a decision, they make a decision, you get information, you make another decision. You always make decisions based on information. So that's why it's very important that you're patient and you take every single moment of downtime that you have reloading behind cover, grabbing health packs, or waiting for regen to look around you and see what your team is doing, what the enemy team is doing. So anyway, it's okay. Okay, what do you think about this?
I think it was quite dumb to blink into her. I think what I was trying to do was blink around her, like 180, um,
Mm-hmm.
expecting her to come towards me, but she actually didn't. So I just blinked like right into her face, which forced my recall for. I mean, it was recall for Suzu eventually because she got too aggressive, but which is a good trade.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't need to chase me, and she easily could have just like I would have died without
Do you
having
think this
recall
is a
or
good
just out
1v1
of
to
value.
take?
Um, I think it can be,
Why?
because Kiriko has a lot of value, especially if I can force Suzu. Um,
Because it's a
but I think it's
1v1.
very risky.
You're
Yeah, it's a
you're
one v
thinking too
one.
much. You're thinking
I'm
too
I'm
much. If it's a
Tracer.
1v1, Tracer can take it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know how to play against Kier, right? You get shot once, you kind of have to recall, right?
Yeah,
So first thing here, what should your reaction be here?
probably to just 180 through her,
Sure, either 180 or to like go back here.
or yeah, go back to cover. Yeah.
Because you actually do more damage to Kiri if you aim at her legs at mid range than she does to you. The closer you are to the Kiri, the easier it is for her to shoot you in the head.
Okay.
And if you're too close to her, she can also headshot melee kill you. I'm pretty sure. Can she?
Yeah, she can. I'm pretty sure.
It's 120. She shouldn't. It's 120 plus 40, right?
Oh, we. Oh,
I feel like she does, but she shouldn't on paper.
she might.
Either
I
way,
know.
either
I know.
way,
Cast can one shot
yeah,
you.
because the cast headshot is 140.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
Either way, you want to like you don't have to be point blank with Tracer to do close to maximum damage. You can just
Yeah.
sit here and you can shoot her legs. Her leg hitbox is much larger than her head hitbox. So with
Right.
certain characters like Sojourn, Ana to a certain extent if she's not scoped in, Kiriko and so on, it's better to shoot legs than to shoot head.
Yep.
Okay, so first reaction, but why I wanted to talk about this is because you don't have the advantage right now. Because she does 120 to the head and you do like you're gonna do maximum 100 damage here, right? Um, how do you gain? How do you win 1v1 as Tracer?
Basically, you just want to dodge all their
Yes.
damage,
Mm-hmm.
and um,
You're
it's
hmm? Go on.
mm, so you. The biggest part is dodging. Like they can't kill you. You can't lose if they don't hit you. They don't do any damage to you. But
Mm-hmm.
then also there's like you have to hit your shots. So, um,
I would,
well,
yeah.
not even that. You don't even have because you can force out cooldowns that without even really hitting your shots too. So
I would say that you win 1v1s by creating favorable trades for you. The easiest way to create a favorable trade is to engage on a target that is not expecting you, because you get a free clip in. That's the only way you're gonna beat a good Cassidy. You're not gonna beat a Cassidy in a 1v1, even if you have other cool. I mean, you might, but it's like a 50-50 against a good cast, right?
yeah.
The way you consistently beat Cass is if he's looking at you, you don't take the 1v1. You go and kill him when he's not expecting you, because you need to get that 50-60 entry damage before you actually commit to the 1v1. So how do you create? You create favorable trades by catching people off guard and by forcing them to readjust their aim through your movement, because you know where
Yes.
you're gonna blink before they know where you will blink.
Yes.
Right now, you know that you want to 180 behind her, right? It doesn't matter that you
Hmm.
don't pull it off. You want to go here and realign your crosshair and get like 60 damage and maybe blink again and melee and do another 20 damage and then recall, reload, and whatever, force her out or finish her off, right? You
Yeah.
you you use your blinks to you're essentially dodging damage, but you're also looking for ways to clip them in the back when they're not looking.
Hmm.
So anyway, what I wanted to get to here is that your first response when she is sort of W king into you should be to blink, not to shoot. Right? That's okay. You mess up your blink. This is fine. I think blinking in here is a bit risky because of your HP.
Yeah.
Again, you don't have to be point blank to do full damage. So what should you do right now?
Um, Probably just shoot hog, and I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Either shoot hog or scout, see what's happening, and kill the Reaper, right?
Yeah. Actually, I might kill the Reaper and then shoot hog. I'm almost. Yeah. Okay.
You don't have your recall anyway, and you don't have any blink, so you need to look for a low resource trade.
Yeah.
Shoot something that doesn't require you to like blink around and stuff. But this is fine. Okay, we see our Doom on top, so we can keep going. Our Doom is going in, we can keep going. You saw sleep, so you can full commit to this. Here, I want you to notice the way you move your crosshair. You hit about like 10 bullets or 40, right? This is where the
Yeah.
trigger discipline that we talked about in the beginning comes in.
Yeah.
Right? What we need to see is blink, shoot. Now you stop,
Stop. Yeah.
realign,
Stop.
shoot again,
Yeah.
maybe blink. While you're blinking, you're either reloading or realigning your crosshair. Shoot again, blink melee, finish off, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is something that you can practice in deathmatch or in Vax or wherever, right?
Yeah.
And the freest way, the easiest way to get used to trigger discipline is to incorporate it with blinks. Because when you blink, it's hard to keep shooting. You
Yeah.
should like shoot 15 bullets. They look at you, you blink, you run on crosshair, shoot another 20 bullets, blink melee, whatever, right? That's the easiest way to practice it. If you don't want to, I mean, you get my point.
Yeah.
This is whatever, it doesn't matter.
I got bailed out by that punch.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Even if you die there, your team still wins. Okay, so where should you go now?
I think going right is not a bad option if I don't have to duel the
Why? Because you set up on backline?
Yeah, you said on backline. You can catch them off guard.
Think about what they have to do now. What do they have to do now?
They have to back up, regroup.
Regroup, and then what?
Yeah. We'll set up for next fight.
Touch point. They have to touch point.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
They,
So now
yeah.
you have the luxury of choosing an angle that they will have to sort of push, because you don't have to push anything right now. You can just wait for them to like. You have a choice, right? They have to touch point. You can set up on a good angle to shoot them when they touch point. You could be give me a few options, right? Let's imagine that. I mean, whatever. We don't even have to imagine. They have to drop, right? Where would you like to be when they drop?
Probably that left side or the left stairs, maybe up top on the left stairs.
I like this. Right?
Yeah.
It's easy for you to access top here. You could even rat here, right? You could even hide here.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. The Cassidy comes here alone, or the Anna would like to be here, right? Anna comes here
Yeah.
alone. You clip her in the head. You kill her, right? Otherwise, you have high ground on people that are dropping. So you can contest people up here. You can shoot Hog in the back, right? You can do that from here as well. But this would be the best possible positions for you to set up in, because it's low risk. You can get help from team, and you have multiple options. You want to have, as I said, you want to have as many options as possible. You can shoot here. You can shoot backline. You can shoot hit scan. You can shoot Hog down here, right? This is the position that gives you the most options, and you have easy support from your team. Whereas if you go like hard flank here, this is not bad, but it's, I suppose, higher. Do you think this is higher risk? Higher reward. This position right here. Do you think it's higher reward than this position right here?
No, I mean I think
it's about the same.
I think there's similar reward, but like way higher risk on the other side.
Yes, because you will be able to shoot the Mercy, or they don't have a Mercy. You will be able to shoot the Ana from here just as well as from here. But the difference is that here you have no cover and you're further away from your team, so you cannot get help.
Yeah.
It's like living in the backline as Tracer is very valuable, but if you can set up in a position where you can get help from your team and you can run back to your team for help, that's also pretty good. Because it allows you to reset faster and like get back to the fight faster, essentially.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't like default to deep flanks. Deep flanks are more so they're a better option against comps that don't really kill you or don't really chase you.
Okay.
If the Cassidy shoots you here because you have no cover, you have to go grab the Mega, and then you have to find a creative way to set up on high ground, right?
Yeah.
Instead of like just starting on high ground from the start. Just as a rule, setting up high ground is good on every hero, no exception.
Yeah.
And you just kill this guy because you just both his cooldowns. Nice. You don't have to blink in here. It's like the same thing. You don't have to force anything right now. They have to come to point. So would you rather fight the Cassidy in an enclosed space with Flash, or would you rather like set up here and wait for him to like go to point and shoot him in the head right here, right?
Mm. Yeah, good point.
Choose your engagements, right? You don't have to do anything right now. They are can't speak. They are the ones that have to do something. Okay, going here is fine. It's great actually. That was not necessary, but sure. Why'd you pulse here?
My team was fighting, and I kind of just wanted to force like a snowball. I thought if we stagger, because we're kind of still pre-fight almost, because we're
I
not
think
even
you saw
pushing
Suzu.
payload.
I'm not sure you did. I mean, the pulsing when they have Suzu is not necessarily bad. It's like it's better to pulse and get it out rather than just keep your pulse forever. I just think this caster will die anyway with power
Oh yeah,
telekinesis.
he's just sitting in open
Yeah,
space.
it's just crossing to the open space.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that's a good point.
And also taking the fight here doesn't necessarily help us with our objective, right? Our objective is to move the point. So like if the card was here and you went for a pulse, I wouldn't mind it as much because winning a fight when the card is here is better for us than winning a fight right now. Like if we win this fight and
'Cause
we
we
kill the
need that
Cassidy,
space.
sorry.
So like we want to fight for the space that we need to move the payload. Like we don't need
Sort
this
of, yeah.
space right now because we don't
It's
have the
not bad
ability to
that you're
push.
here. I just don't like you committing an ult in the context of like the payload is there, right? We don't
Okay.
have to like we don't
Okay.
have to
Yeah, I get it.
decisively win this fight.
Okay.
We just need to like keep them back and pressure them. If you get the skill, cool. If you don't get it, we're still gonna like we're gonna need this pulse in 15 seconds when the card is here, essentially.
Okay.
But it's a nice pulse. If you're practicing pulses, then I have no problem with that. If you're just doing it to practice pulses. Alright, where should you go now?
Um, far right,
Sure,
the
high
mega
ground.
room and upstairs. Yeah, high ground.
Okay, you cannot. Nice, you're waiting for a region. I need you to go high ground now. This is downtime where you should go high ground.
Okay.
Um,
I think what I was thinking here was that I felt like I was getting value from just distracting them, and they were just
you are
sitting
distracting them,
back.
but distraction is not useful unless your team can easier to capitalize off of it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, you're right.
so you should like uh there are 4 people looking. I mean, it's not really like 3 people looking at you right now, right?
Yeah,
But you would like this to happen when your team is on this corner because that means that Doom has a free punch, he has a free slam because the Cassidy is not going to nade him, right? Same for
yeah.
like the Sojourn up here. She has a free shot on the Cassidy. In fact, she should kill this Cassidy because the Cassidy is looking at you. But if your team is not set up in a position where they can make use of your distraction, then your distraction is not useful.
Okay,
Because you cannot kill anything by yourself, and you're only putting yourself in a position where you're probably going to get your recall or cooldowns first. The idea is fine. The timing is not. You
okay,
need to like rat here for the next 5 seconds, and when the payload reaches the corner, you can start going. And I would still prefer setting up on high ground as opposed to low ground, but it's fine because this is an enclosed corridor. Long enclosed spaces are not good for Tracer. You want to have an open space to blink around people. The tighter the corridor, the easier it is for them to shoot you in the head. Now, if you have pulse, this changes because the tighter the corridor, the easier for you to land the pulse because they have less space to strafe.
hmm. Yeah,
So pulse really changes the way you play as Tracer and the opportunities that you can take, essentially. Okay, this is fine. This is where you'd be looking at your team and you would see what we are doing. This timing is good. It's perfect, in fact. Nice. Awesome. Ooh. Okay, here I need you to look at your team. Your team is dead.
yeah. I think I hope I back out here.
I mean, at this
It'd be
point, it's
silly to
fine to
fight.
commit and try to. Sure, you
I'm
can.
1v3,
Hmm?
right? Yeah. I'd be 1v3 against a nano
Yeah, no,
Cass.
it's better to just live in the backline right now.
Yeah.
They did use 3 ults, so good try. We get a trade, that's fair. Okay, I like this setup. Now is the moment when you need to look at your team. Is your team engaging?
Yes,
Yes,
I
they
think.
are. We
Yeah,
lost
yeah,
Mac,
they are.
but
Well,
but
we just lost Mech,
it
so
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The enemy team is busy doing something, right? If you kill the Ana, it doesn't matter that we lost Mac.
okay.
Our Sojourner is shooting, our device shooting. It's fine to go for the pulse now.
Ooh. That made
It's
me
fine.
so mad
It's okay.
that she TP'd right in because that was going on that Ana.
Yeah. What should you do now?
Probably just poke the those two because I can't
Is
1v2 against the
you
back line.
can't, but do you do good damage to these 2 people?
Okay.
You don't, right? So
Is it better to fall off of high ground and
not
shoot
necessarily. Do you
the
see another
back
option?
end? Maybe rotate
Where?
left
Yes.
to that where
You
that
could go
window is.
here. You
I'm
could go
looking
here.
at, yeah. Or maybe even farther where I'm
I
like,
think it would take you too much time to go
okay,
further. I think that if you get to here, it's good enough to do good damage to the hog. Um, you could try to like drop and see if you can get anything and like play this box and sort of juggle between the 2 options, right? I just don't want you to do nothing here. It's like when you don't have recall, you shouldn't do nothing. You should just choose a safer option. So
okay,
what
yeah,
are our options right now? We could drop and we could fight these people for a bit and just blink out if we're getting forced out, right? You get your HP back because of a passive region and you get your blinks back. Or you go here and you shoot the hog in the back and you help your soldier kill the hog. Either one is fine for me. Just need to choose. Okay, we choose the first option. We commit a bit too much though.
yeah,
This is you commit a bit too much, not only because you don't have recall, but also because you see that she has a mega there.
mhm.
So like right
And no
now,
cover,
hmm?
and I didn't have any cover
I
too.
mean you do have a cover against Ana.
Well, right
So
here I do, but I blink in and I
yeah,
forfeit my cover.
well you're going for the kill here, right? But the problem is that without recall, with a mega for unless you steal this mega, you're not winning this 1v1. Because she
Yeah,
probably still has nade. I mean, if you see sleep and nade, maybe, oh, actually she doesn't have sleep and nade. Did you notice
I
that
think she used the nade. I think she used the nade when
on
I
her
first
sub?
shot her. Yeah, like right here. I think she used it. Oh
Uh,
no, she did not. Okay, so I
Either
didn't
way,
know that she didn't have
yeah,
nade.
yeah. It's just a recall. That's it. Um, Also small micro small micro tip. It's almost never good to blink in front of people, like directly
Yeah,
at people. It's almost never
yeah,
good. The only time this is good is when you're going for one clip, but you're not really going for one clip on a full HP Ana that is looking at you. You're not gonna get a one clip with the current health pools.
and I still need to reload. So
I don't hate the fact that you sort of weave your reload with your blink. I think that's fine. I just have a problem with like if you start blinking towards people, you're only making it easier for them to shoot you in the head.
okay, yeah, that happens a lot actually. Where I like blink right at them, and then I'm like, why did
Yes,
I do that? Because
yes.
I blinked right at him and shot him in the head.
Kiriko, Torbjorn, Cassidy, Zen. You don't blink straight at these people. You keep them at this range and you blink around them.
Yeah,
You also notice the fact. Okay, another really useful tracer tip is that if you pay attention to what people do, you're gonna be able to start reading them. When somebody does something, it's very likely they will do it again. If you see a soldier flank once, it's very likely he will flank again. So you can like set up on the flank and wait for him to flank and clap him when he does, right? You have noticed this Kiriko TP back to her Ana 2 times at this point, which means that this Kiriko is paying attention, which means that what you can do is you can bait the Kiriko to like so you shoot the Ana, you pressure the Ana, and the Kiriko TPs back, and you immediately go back to the isolated front line. Because now you
oh,
have a Kiriko here that is not doing anything.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
Um, it's like this is particularly useful for people that flank because against comps where it's hard for you to flank, like if they're playing Torb May, it's really hard for you to get value as Tracer. Unless you have like, unless your team is running like a dive tank or the map is good for you. So in those scenarios, you need to start looking at, it's not enough to like be good mechanically with Tracer. You need to start looking at how people play, and you need to identify that target that is like tends to go alone and 1v1 them and kill them.
Okay.
If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It does.
It's the same with a Brig that is sitting on her Ana all day, right? If she's sitting on her Ana, you just don't go for the Ana. You just go for something else. Because the Brig is useless, right? She can only like back. She's not helping in the fight, right? The value of a Kiriko is being up here and shooting your team in the side and then Suzuing and TPing to somebody that needs help, right? But if you force her to TP at the beginning of the fight and then you choose another option, she's not as, she's like 50% effective, if at 50% effectiveness or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to take the same angle here, left side deep.
I think I was waiting because my tank's dead.
Yeah. No, waiting is fine. Right side is too far anyway. Okay, now we can take the, yeah, force her out. Nice. Okay. Shooting hawk here is perfect. Where to now?
I mean, probably left side, like the other lane, just blink across it, or I can shoot that Ana. I don't know if I've seen the Ana though, or her tracers. If I notice the Ana, I shoot the Ana for sure.
You could also go for Cass here, I think.
Okay.
It's gonna be a bit hard, but if your team helps you, you can kill this Cass. Okay, you do know this Diana. Okay, where should you go now? This moment, this very instant.
Like through her?
Yes, through her. Why?
Well, she sees me, and I got the entry damage that I needed. Like I caught her off guard, I got good damage, so just blink through her to get my free trade.
And also, you're gonna get shot in the back if you don't. You said you watched Philo, right? You know about the tracer damage.
Yeah, the tracers. Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to get on the edge right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Recall. You did your job. Now you need to leave. You got nade, sleep, Suzu, TP. You need to leave now. Nice. See, their team dies because they're not getting any support. This is where distracting is good value because it's synchronized with your team and you live. It's very important that you survive the trade.
Yeah.
And you're also on an angle where you can like keep doing damage. Sure.
Really risky.
It is a bit risky, yeah. Just sit on this piece of cover and shoot.
You really need a scope
Okay.
to do.
Sure, we're going for a click here. Okay, you should set up high ground now. I think this is too deep. Maybe not.
I think I went because I had the Sojourn Mercy behind me.
Yeah, but you are going first.
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
I would like you to go here and shoot Diana in the head. It's like same thing, right? This is almost the same reward, but way lower risk.
Yeah.
You don't have to
I give up my high ground for no reason.
Yes, you're the only thing that you're looking at right now, so you have to blink out. I mean, you do play it well for what you do. You play it well, like the execution is good for your idea, right? Sure. Where should you go now?
Back up to high ground.
You could also go right side if you wanted to. Get up here. This is a very good angle for you because of
Take
where.
a long time though.
Really? I mean, it's like one blink, two blinks, you're here. And they're nanoing right now. You shouldn't do anything right now because they are nanoing. Like there's.
That's fair. Yeah.
You just wait it out. You just wait out the nano, and as you wait out the nano, it's like when the enemy team are using big ults, you can't. You can sometimes pressure the backline a bit to like. You cannot really help your team too much when the enemy team is using big ults.
Yeah.
You going in when the enemy team is using big ults means that if they turn on you, they're probably gonna kill you instantly.
Okay.
So it's better that if the fight is maybe it's a bit more complicated to explain. If we're like brawling if you're brawling here, right? The enemy team is using whatever, I don't know, the Fox on main, and we're using Overclock on main. This is fine for you to be here and be annoying, because we're both like committing ults and fighting in a fair fight. If the enemy team is the only ones using ults, then our plan is to just chill, live, and then re-engage. Like
Yeah.
your team right now wants to run away from the Reaper. They don't want to fight. So you have the time. You have all the time in the world to go set up here, because we're not doing anything now.
Okay.
I like butting here. This is also good. Nice. I don't think you have to recall there. This is very good. Nice try. Oh, lucky. As
I
I
think it was
said,
a really lazy pulse bomb. I
uh,
didn't really try to really aim it that
you
well,
don't even
but
have to pulse her. You can just sit on the left side and keep shooting her in the head.
okay. Yeah.
Like as I said, Zarya's target. That like the only reason Zarya's not being played in pro play is because Tracer exists, and Tracer characters like Tracer and Bull really mess up Zarya because they can chunk her as she's like walking in, and she has to use bubbles to. It's really easy for you to disrupt the W pressing of the Zarya, if that makes sense. You just sit on
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
angle and shoot her in the head, perma, right?
Yeah, like I can easily force her to use her bubbles.
Yes, before she has to engage, or before she can engage. Pulse is fine. I think Pulse is fine. You also saw some bubbles, so it's okay. Nice. Again, reload not needed. Sorry, recall not needed. You have the tendency to recall, I don't know, just out of habit, I feel. Even with
I
the
think it's
soldier
just
here. Hmm?
like I feel like there's like too many people around me. So I like right there I recalled because the Kiriko's looking at me and
Well, but you have
I
cover.
could just blink through her or
No,
I
you
could
don't
just use
have
my
to blink through.
cover.
You can just walk left.
Yeah. I think that's a problem that I have. And I'll see it. You'll probably see it a lot more in this VOD.
I already
Um,
spotted it like 3 times at this point.
yeah.
It's like it doesn't. So people are not around you. People are in front of you, right? Like if you're
Hmm.
playing here and you clip the Ana, there's nothing that can kill you. You would like to get out, sure. If you're recalling here to get out, that's okay, right? But you shouldn't recall unless they're actually looking at you and shooting you. Like
Yeah.
looking at you is enough. If you're in a very aggressive position and people like Cass and stuff are looking at you or Farah is shooting you, it's fine to recall. I don't think you can go cart here. I think you have to go top right. It doesn't matter that it's gonna take 10 seconds. You do not want to fight a Cassidy in the Farah from this angle.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could also triple blink on the right side mini as your team are approaching. As your team is approaching. This is good. We can kill the Zarya now. Oh, are these guys eating a bit? Never mind, she's a goat. I mean, what can you say to that? It's a long VOD, so I'm gonna try to go to it quicker. Unless
Yeah,
you have a
you're
certain
good.
portion of it that you want to watch.
Um, I we'll go through the defense.
Okay.
I know we do really poorly, or it looks like we do poor. I haven't watched this myself. I
Mhm.
normally do watch most of my VODs, but after I played this, I just knew that I played poorly on defense, and
Mhm.
it's kind of a habit that I've always had is that my angles on defense feel weird, or something on defense just always feels bad.
What do you think of your
So,
starting angle right here?
um, I don't think it's that bad because I have the mega.
Mhm.
I'll probably be a little far from any backline, but I don't think this is bad. I mean, I could probably sit high ground, but I feel like the high
Or
ground,
on this side of the map?
yeah, this side.
Uh,
You basically just have those two options. Like you can basically sit left side or right
you
side. You
can.
can't really sit main and get any
Sure.
value.
Only problem I have with where you are right now is that because of how the payload moves here, you're like trapped on the enemy's side of the map, essentially. Like it might be really difficult for you to disengage because you have to go through the enemy space to disengage.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the idea is good, right? You have a mega, you have a close range angle. If your team is like playing up here, this is not bad. It might just feel a bit uncomfortable to disengage.
Okay.
Whereas you could start up here and then you could blink here if there's nobody playing on top
Okay.
and just shoot people down here. It's like I don't think it's bad. It's just something to consider. You should like experiment with this. Go into games and see if you're hard getting punished on this angle right here. Because I think I'm not sure, but I think they should be able to catch you when you try to disengage
Now that you aren't feeding
because
your
you have to pass through
scraps
the
all
open
the
to
time.
disengage. There's really
Yeah.
nowhere for you to run on this side of the map.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Right side is a bit more forgiving in this sense. You get shot in the head by Widow. Okay, you do end up on the right side. Uh,
I'm pretty sure I'm pressing. I need heals. I could go
it
for the
doesn't matter.
mini.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
It's fine. I really do anything.
Farah is actually not a bad matchup for you. You do very decent damage to Farah. She cannot live in the skybox forever since her rework. So if you like hunt Farah on elevated angles like this, you can really mess up her day. What do you need to do here?
I mean, I think it's done that I don't have any blinks. I think it was just probably just wait a little bit
Sure,
longer
but
for
I wasn't
blinks.
thinking about this. You should wait for
Okay.
another reason. Where
Oh,
is
is
your
my team
team?
not
Where
engaged?
is your team? Your team might be scratching
I
their
don't
butts
know
on the
my
payload
team.
right now. Okay, our horse is taking space, so this is okay. But you will notice in rank that people just sit on the payload for no reason.
Yeah.
Nice. You need to get out now. Okay, you commit for the kill, that's fine. Ends up working out. I don't know, your soldier just looking kind of feet. Whatever. Where is she here? I don't know, he just lands a punch. To be fair, I think you should be sitting up on high again.
Yeah.
If anything, you do more damage to the fire from here. And like just set up on high ground and be patient. You don't have to shoot the Farah now. You can just wait for her to hover above you if she doesn't notice you, right?
Hmm. Okay.
It's also a matter of like, where would you like to fight the enemy team?
Um, I mean, generally as
Mhm.
tracer, just short off angles.
Yes, but like
But here it's
it's this area, right?
yeah,
This is our
it's
kill
where
box.
they're yeah, it's that
Wait,
kill yeah, that's our kill box. So
if the Sojourn had two brain cells and she was playing up here, this would be our kill box, right? Or maybe even something like this. So just
yeah.
chill and wait for people to get here.
Okay. Yeah. Should be more patient.
I bet you. I mean, I'm not gonna blame that on you. You just got punched. Whatever. Maybe you should have dodged it, but it doesn't matter. That guy's getting girl bossed. Okay, where to now?
Um oh the right side high ground stairs, maybe?
Could be. You're gonna have
Oh, well,
trouble getting
there's
to it, but
yeah, I'd have
the
to
idea is
fight the
good.
Doom
The idea is
Prince.
good. Where else could you set up? I mean, if you get here, you should
Uh
just probably shoot Doom, right?
yeah. That I mean I don't think that'd be bad. But I think there could be
Let's suppose the Doom
Uh,
wasn't here.
if the Doom wasn't there, I could
You could go here,
yeah,
as you
just
said,
blink, yeah,
right?
blink all the way through.
You could
Yeah, go there.
also go left side.
Yeah, left side that mega room,
Yep,
or
play this
maybe
pillar
even
and the
just
mega.
play the pillar. Yeah.
Yeah, if you see an Ana standing on the stairs, it's fine to go around and pressure her.
Okay.
If you want to go high ground here, you probably just should Doom. Especially
Okay.
with a bit of support. You don't have to touch here. Look at the... You don't have to touch until the 3-meter mark appears. You should
Okay.
always touch last second. Especially since you have horse. This horse is probably gonna touch. Did she die late? She might not be the one to
Beat up.
touch, but you're still going in early.
Okay.
Because if you recall now, you recall on payload, then you might die. You could try. I would like you to go for blink pulses more. I think your mechanics are good enough to go for those instead of like lobbing it.
Yeah. Okay.
The idea is not bad, but you could also... Okay, let me watch again.
You better chance of hitting it when you blink pulse.
It's like it's always better if it's instant. If you can
Yeah.
blink... I wouldn't blink now because he's using amp, but if you were to blink and try to 90-degree pulse, if you aim it right, it's an instant stick, right?
Yeah.
And those are like hard to miss if you line it up right. I think this was okay. Yeah. Sure. Fine. You guys res?
I did.
Top right is your friend here. Nice. Good job. Okay. You just recall. You have to recall once you... Oh, right, because she does 60 to body now. Her headshot modifier went down to 2 times 2, but her damage to body is 60 now.
Okay.
So that's why you get 2 tapped. Makes sense now. Used to be 40 or something. You had to recall there earlier.
Yeah.
Too close. You're too close to the Curie. Sure. I guess. Fine. Let's trigger this gun again. With patience on angle. Okay. This
That was just
pose,
dumb.
this pose is not needed because we already won the fight.
Yeah.
Even
It's
if
just
you
a wait.
even if you pose him, it makes no difference. I would have liked if you died to the pose though. I would have given you style points. I don't think we can do anything here. Whatever, we just down a card. So you can't really kill the backline. You can't really pressure Winston unless he's like, unless you find his setup spot. So what is your option here? You either hunt the Pharah or you try to kill the Genji setting up on your Sojourn.
Yeah, mark the Genji, yeah. But blinking into main probably isn't like straight through main when I see fighting.
I was only saying this because I'm trying to think why this isn't working out for you. You're mostly going for kills on backline right now.
Okay. Yeah.
The one time that you went for the Doom kill, you got the kill, right?
Mhm.
The purpose of their backline is to live forever and kill you. Actually, they can both kill you. Okay, so we probably go left side here, clear the Kiri, and then go top, and then shoot Pharah from top. Because like if you think about it, Lucio cannot really help the Pharah or the Genji. He can help the Genji, but I don't think a Lucio in gold will. Or is this gold or is it
Plat.
Plat? Okay.
Yeah.
Still, I don't think a Lucio in Plat will help the Genji. So just get here. If the Kiriko climbs on you, just run away or go on this side. And here actually it would be completely fine to go cart and fight the Pharah cart. This is another thing that you can do with a Tracer. If you notice that the enemy team is pushed up, you can go cart and 1v on the person on cart. You just need to be aware that if it's a Tracer pushing cart, she has the advantage because of the payload healing.
Okay.
Forcing Q here, forcing out the Q is good. I think you could have played that better resource-wise. I think if you're just patient with Blinks a bit, you're fine. Like if you just fight her at this range and you shoot her feet, you're fine. Kiri's getting a lot of value right now. You should go top now. There's nothing for you to do main. They're using ults. There's absolutely nothing that you can do here. Okay, this is good. This is better. Nice. You should run away. You should run away earlier.
Yeah, I died here. Okay. Actually, I think I almost killed a Winston. I do kill a Winston.
Ay, ay, ay. Don't take this. Don't take this 1v1. Just run away. Ah, you can run it on. I mean, the idea is very good.
I should die for that. I just don't.
Not even that. You're just overstaying your welcome a bit too much. Like, once you get Kiri off card, you did your job, right? Go set up for next fight. There's no reason for you to stay card. And here, the Winston is stupid, but realistically, this is fine. You're just wasting his time. I wouldn't pulse him, honestly, but whatever. It ends up working out.
I thought he was low enough to die.
No, I mean... I guess... I don't know. He could have Primal. They could have Suzu. I would rather keep pulls for, like, the last fight here.
I knew he didn't have Primal because he
okay.
isn't.
Okay, then this is fine. Then
But
this is fine.
it could have been Suzu. So yeah, I mean, yeah,
Whatever,
you're making better points.
No,
yeah,
no, no. I think that if you know he doesn't have Primal, this is okay because it forces Curie to like TP to him if she wants to help him, essentially.
Yeah.
And that means that you have a free 2v1, and once the Curie could TP Suzus, you just run away. And you waste as much time as possible. So it's actually fine. Pulsing tank is completely fine, by the way. Especially if they don't have if they're like half HP or anything. You can even use it to initiate. Like if you want to hard go in, and you don't have any. I mean, playing for pools as a win con is not very reliable. But if you want to hard go in, you can just pull tank and burst him down. How much time do you have, by the way? Because I don't have a problem going overtime, but you're sleep deprived, so I wouldn't want to keep you here against your will.
I'm fine.
Okay. I would have loved to also get some life coaching in, but I don't think we're gonna have the chance.
I'm considering. So I play on my Overwatch team at my college,
Okay.
and I've been talking to. I don't know if you saw. I talked to one of the other coaches about getting my team on OWCA. So I've been considering that, and also doing it for myself because there's just a lot of really good coaches.
Yeah. Right now we don't have a tier for teams. We have been asked before to make a tier for teams, but I don't know. I'll talk to Komi about it, and we'll see if you can get you like a special tier for teams, essentially.
Yeah.
I would like you to be top here. We're probably not gonna. Maybe we're gonna take the fight on here. I guess if you think that we're gonna take the fight here, where you set up is fine.
Okay.
They use bubble, which means that if you want to go in, now is your time. I mean, as a team. What do you think?
Mm. Um,
Is this Kiriko
I mean,
doing
I can
anything
kill this.
useful?
Yeah, no, I can kill this Kiriko. But also, you're right. Yeah, she's not doing anything useful.
So what could you do
Urchin.
instead?
I could disengage and find a different target since
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, not being useful right now, and
The
she won't be for a
difference,
little bit.
the difference from here, the difference compared to this situation is that the Kiriko is impeding you from accessing her backline. It's a 1v1 and she's like marking you. And you wanna
Okay.
like you wanna get to backline, right? The alternative here, if you didn't want to fight the carrier, was to just blink behind and go all the way around, which wouldn't have been bad necessarily. It would have been a valid choice. But here I feel like this doesn't achieve anything, even if you force the Kiriko out. Your team will still like play, right? I would rather you be like, this is a reason why I would have liked you to be here. Or like if you wanna start right side, you could just be here. This is also problematic for the same reason that your setup on defense on first defense was problematic. It's hard for you to get out of here, right? If they push in, so it's literally the same problem. If you go back here, once they get the payload to this point, this is their space.
Yeah.
You are in their space, so it's risky for you to disengage because you have to cross through their space. This is the same situation. If you notice, once they cross this corner, this is their space. So if you get found here and you try to disengage, you have to cross to their space, right? If you
Right.
set up
Yeah.
here, your team is probably not going to take the fight on this corner anyway because they have dive. They're going to go high ground and they're going to just drop on card. So if you really want to start right side, I would start here. But this is also completely fine. Like if anything, you could start up here and then you could move back to this position. And should this is really really good angle for you. You have high ground, you have cover, you can shoot down on people. It's decent range, and you would honestly like imagine you're here right now. You kill the Genji, right? Look at his HP.
Yeah.
The Q is
Yeah.
not doing anything. Hold on. Not doing anything here. It's fine. You could go. Where should you go?
And left
Not card.
to the
You could also go
no,
right,
left.
but
Yeah,
just not
like
card.
left to
Yeah.
the just
Yeah.
yeah. I agree. Just not card.
Just not card.
And definitely not standing in front of the bar.
Good try. It's kind of the same pattern of love impulses. Nice try. You should blink Mega. You know that. Yeah, I can try to quickly go through
If you
the
can
rest of the VOD.
outthink your opponent,
Like
it's
5
easy.
minutes.
We do end up winning,
Ready.
Okay, starting
but
the next.
it's just because I was a lot more focused and we had double the time. So
Mhm.
Hello there.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Only problem with this position is top right Widow.
Stop the payload.
yeah.
You're so free here if the Widow goes top right. This would be a scenario in which it would be completely fine to just sit here and shoot Winston because nobody on his team is doing anything right now.
Hmm. Okay.
We're playing poke. They're playing dive, right?
Yes.
You're the only person that's gonna go in and try to kill their backline. But we've talked about it. Their backline is not easily killable for you. In fact,
Yeah.
you're probably gonna die if you 2v1 their backline. If you 1v2 their backline. So this is a scenario in which you can just mark an angle, and when the enemy team has multiple flankers, Farah can be considered a flanker now, by the way. Lucio's a
Yeah.
flanker, Kiriko's a flanker. They have 5 flankers, right? They're 5 dive heroes. When the enemy team has multiple flankers, it's very dangerous for you to go for kills because you're gonna get 2v1 at least on the flank, and you're gonna lose, right? If you survive, if you force the 2v1 but you survive it, that's value for your team because they're fighting at an advantage, at least in theory, right? It doesn't always work like that in rank, but in theory, it's an advantage. You can also just play more passively, play closer to your team, get orb, and mark the angle, and like play for your Zen essentially. They will
Okay.
come to your Zen. They want to kill your Zen, right? So you are there to punish them for like protect your Zen essentially.
Yeah.
This is just a tracer into flankers specific matchup. Tracer into multiple flankers. If you're playing with a Sombra or another Genji, or maybe things change, but any pair of flankers, any DPS flanker pair, you're gonna get 2v on flanks. This is fine. You didn't check, but timing was fine. As for the disengage, I think you just beefed up your blink. I don't think there's much more to say.
Yeah, I did mess up my blink.
Okay, we recall, and you need to like first thing you do right now is you look for disengage because you don't have the resources to fight. It happens. Beefing up blinks happens.
10 seconds remaining.
Just lost tank. We could look for a trade here because you're gonna die anyway. I mean, the team is gonna die anyway, right? So I think this is fine. Completely fine. You get the trade. Recall is good. You didn't hear the sleep, sadly. Okay, do you speed, so you chill. You just chill now. Just chill.
Stop the payload.
How do we want to approach this?
Well, as you were saying, like it's really hard for me to kill the backline. So honestly, I could just look for Pharah or try and mark the Genji.
When sure. How do you do that?
Well, not from here. I'd have to get closer, obviously.
Yeah, that was my question. Where do you want to go?
I'll probably far right. I don't. Where's my team?
Remember,
I have a lot of I have a lot of
you
time.
could go
So
here, up top, and then here,
yeah.
as your team are high ground, right? And like from this angle, I don't even mind you shooting backline because it's not a hard commitment from you. Like the problem with their backline is that if you hard commit and you like blink in and stuff, you might die or you're probably not gonna get much, right? But
Okay.
if
Yeah.
you just sit up here and you shoot them and you swap to here and you shoot them, it's completely fine to shoot
Okay.
backline. Like
Yeah.
you
Okay.
you will win the HP trade there. Gotta be careful here with engagement timing. I think this is too early. Gets recall first.
Yeah. That's true.
Sure. Okay, your stutter popped off.
Yeah. So it's looking like a big problem that I've had, at least on this map, has just been like going to the high grounds
Yeah.
Yep.
and valuing the
Yep.
high grounds.
Yep. Not setting up on high grounds when you have the time. Okay, we break through. Oh. Going top is good. You do hear this guy, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, you should expect Genjis and Kirikos and Cassidy's to like camp you on the corner and try to one-shot you.
Okay. Yeah.
At which point you should probably just go around here. You should expect him to just camp the corner and go around here, shoot the Sig, then go back and shoot him in the back. Or I mean, it's great if you can sit here because it's a great angle for you to shoot the Sig in the back. And in fact, what you should do right now is you should shoot the Genji and the Sig in the back. But I was just scared. Like if I hear the Genji here, I expect him to like sit in the corner and try to one-shot me. This is good. We'll get the Mega. Or recall is fine as well.
Should have gone for the mini.
Yeah, you should have gone for the Mega here when you get dashed. And here you should probably blink through the Sig back towards your team. You should probably blink this way.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So you see, this guy is marking you, right?
Yeah.
So then what do you do? What are your options?
I mean, fight him or disengage.
Okay,
Really?
which one is better in this scenario?
Well, he's pretty alone, and I don't
See?
think his character is going to be able to heal
Right,
him very
right, right,
much
right, right.
because she's
You
so far.
could fight this. You could fight this. The problem or like the weakness of a non-Genji character marking Genji, marking non-tracer character marking tracer is that you can just completely bypass him and go back to your team and 5v4 essentially.
Oh, like he's forcing himself out of position.
Yes, to chase you.
So
Right now
like I
he's
can
not
just
super out of
capitalize on that
position.
instead of killing
Yeah.
him.
Like when you're getting chased around, this is just general tip. When you're getting chased around by Cassies and Torbjorns and stuff, just go back to your team. They're slow,
Okay.
right? Uh, this is not as bad from him because he's actually like holding a good position against you. I think fighting him is okay. You would ideally want to get here and just shoot the Sigma in the back because we have
Yeah.
like looking at our comp. If we manage to chunk the Sigma and maybe slam him with Mauga, he's just gonna die.
Okay, yeah.
Expect dash here. Nice. I mean, this was good for you. This is fine. If you want to talk about anything here, it's the corner usage and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah. I see that.
I suppose. Wait, let me watch again, please.
Trigger this one probably too, just because
Sure.
it's gonna have it the whole time. So
Getting dashed is really bad here. Like, it should not happen. Talk about the para. Always expected the root of finger Genji players to dash you. So this guy is looking at you, he's gonna dash you right now. He dashed you, right? That's really bad. So we get this. You should probably not jump and just play this corner, shoot him, and blink to like here maybe, right? You know
Okay.
he still has deflect. You know he still has deflect, so you can also. This is another reason why you should be careful to have trigger discipline. You can bait his deflect. Like he doesn't want to take the poke from here, right? So what a lot of Genjis do is they dash and then they shoot a bit and then they deflect, right? So you can just bait out his deflect with small sprays, and after his deflect is done, you're just go and kill him.
okay, yeah.
This dodge is good. All in all, it's like you got good value here. Yeah, the only problem was you got dashed, so you fought that 1v1 at a disadvantage the whole time. Going spawn here is fine. I mean, they're just chasing you, so you don't touch. It's okay.
Yeah, that's the only reason I did this because we were really close. So I figured if they're respawning.
Yeah,
they
you cannot
wouldn't be
fight
able
this
to touch.
Reaper in here. You need to find another
Okay.
way. You need to find another way. Probably right side, yeah. This is good. Just shoot the significant side. Play slow, play slow. This is good. So you see, you go back to the angle is marked. You go back to your team. You find an opportunity. Oh wow! I would not have expected that. I mean, going back to your team here is fine because there's nothing for you to kill here. Shoot the Lucio, which is perfect. Play in your cover. Realistically, that shouldn't have happened. What you could have done is you could have blinked here and shot the Reaper and tried to play for the cage trade.
Okay.
Like, you got lucky. Let's not lie. Like,
I actually really like to. I really like to do this when the. So I didn't know that I stuck the Genji. I actually thought I stuck the Reaper, but I like to, and I normally get the kill.
You
Like
like to
just
bait the Genji to dash you.
okay. That's not what I was gonna say, but that's a good idea that I will start doing.
No, you should not do that. You should not do that. You should
I was
not.
gonna say,
Mhm.
do you know what I'm about to say?
Pulse the
Throw the
Reaper as
bomb
he's
on the
TPing in.
ground. Yeah, yeah. I time it pretty well normally,
I
because
think
they're
that
not normally smart enough to.
if you buffer your Wraith, it shouldn't be possible to die to it. He doesn't have Wraith. So you know how certain abilities like Recall and Wraith, if you press the button, they will happen the frame that it's possible. The first frame it's possible to use the ability, you will use the ability.
Oh, like the one frame Brian
No, no,
block
it's
that
not the same thing.
Cloudy does.
It's not the
Oh,
same thing.
okay, it's not the same thing.
Certain abilities like Doom Punch, Tracer Recall, um, what else is there? Wraith. If you press the ability, if you like it's for example, okay, this is a great example. I don't know if you know this, but if you get slept as Tracer, you don't have to mash your E. You just have to press it. You just have to keep it pressed. If you have it pressed down, the moment that you can recall, you will recall because of the buffering.
Oh, I did not know that. I just always mash it.
No, and it's not even like the fastest way you can do it. The fastest way is just keep it pressed down. So
Okay.
like if this Reaper is smart and he doesn't TP in with without Wraith, he doesn't even have ult. I don't know why he's TPing in. He just presses. He just keeps his shift key pressed, and he will not die to the pulse. I'm pretty sure. So what you're saying should not work against Reaper. Against a good Reaper.
Okay.
And my point still stands. When you see Blade on backline, you go trade backlines. Because
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you just use Trank. You're all bunched up. I mean, the only way you kill him realistically is if your Ana lands a good nade and you burst him down. We don't have nade. It's like I guess it's valid, but I would still like to go trade backlines.
Okay.
Especially if it's like Nano Blade, you don't stand a chance to kill him, right? So you just go trade backlines. Okay, the rest is also matter. What do you think? What is there to be worked on?
Um, Definitely knowing like what's more valuable positions for me than what I normally take. Like I know I default on certain map. Well, I just default. I feel like I default on like every map to like the same positions
Mm-hmm.
because it
Switch it
it
up
works.
sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's good to switch it up sometimes and experiment. But it's always, always, always good to set up on high ground.
Yeah. So I could definitely set up on high ground more. Um, my timing, which I kind of already knew this, my timing wasn't very good.
It
I could
was
work on.
mostly fine. It was mostly okay. There were
Okay.
instances when you went too early, but you never went too late. There were a few, like 3, 4, 5 instances when you went too early, but I wouldn't call it too bad. Like for plat level, it's pretty good timing.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Um, so we talked about positioning. We
Mm-hmm.
talked about trigger discipline. We talked about a few micro things.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Like what?
like when we're 1v1 the Kiriko and like
Mm-hmm.
characters that one shot me easily, it's better to stay basically max range and just shoot like Sojourn, shoot their feet, Kiriko shoot their
Yeah,
feet.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. I also don't blink straight at them.
yeah, and don't blink straight at them.
Let me write that
Um,
down for you. I mean, you will have the void anyway, but
I don't know how to put this in words, but like there's like 3 or 4 times where you would tell me like go set up rather than I wasn't necessarily fighting. I was just kind of doing nothing. Like just go set up.
yeah.
So
Uh,
there was a lot of times where
if
I
you
can
don't
set
have
up.
recall, you have two choices. You either go for setup or you shoot something that is convenient for you to shoot, like low risk. Like if you're
Okay.
already on, I mean, I don't know if I don't remember. Do you remember what time of the VOD, what fight, or because I don't remember.
Wait.
I think we're just I think you're just literally standing around, right?
Yeah, yeah, I
Or
was.
or
Yeah.
or or you were shooting hog from far away, right?
Yeah.
If there's nothing better for you to do, just go set up.
Yeah. Like if I have low value, I can set up on a better value.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So this like let me finish writing this point. Like Curie, Reaper, Cast, etc. I mean, Curie Reaper is a better example, I suppose. Cast is a bit more difficult, more nuanced. Okay, okay. What else?
I don't know. The thing I focused on the most was the setting up. So
I think it's also important to realize when you're getting enough attention on one side of the map and just pivot back to another side. This is something that not many characters can do. Like if you look
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
at a character like, I don't know, Ball is very very similar. When as Ball you go in and you slam and four people turn around to you, or like you slam three people and they all look at you and shoot you, you're not gonna kill anything. So you just go kill the isolated people, right? Um, you gotta realize when you're doing your job here, you're forcing people back, you're forcing people to pay attention to you. So when you realize that it's not killable, whatever is not killable, and you're not getting resources out, you should just pivot back to doing something else. You should just go kill the isolated targets. So like,
Yeah.
this is, sorry, I hit my mic. This is about, how do we put it into words? It's just pivoting. Whenever something isn't a good option anymore, you just pivot and you look for something else. You need to be willing to give up on an option that is no longer good for you. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
It's the Kiri Ana down here, no recall, right? You go do something else. You go here. You did your job. You force the Kiri back, right? It's the Kiri pushing you back here. She's she's marking you, but she's isolating herself. But you don't need to take the 1v1 because she's not like doing anything. You just go back and you kill her team. Um, do we have any other examples? Let me think.
The Genji.
The Genji is a bit more nuanced because Genji was actually in a fine position to also pressure your front line, and if you go left side, he can also contest you here. So you kind of actually had to fight him because there was no way to go around him.
Mm.
But
Uh,
if he did get Kiriko support, you absolutely needed to go shoot tank.
yeah. Okay.
You needed to go here and shoot the Sigma in the back. That was your only option. So regardless, my point is that you should be willing to reevaluate the best possible option for you and give up on the current one if it makes sense. So if you get loads of attention in backline and people fall back to peel, then just swap your focus to something else. Could be somebody on a flank, could be the tank, could be whatever. I would like you to go for more blink pulses
Oh yeah. Yeah. That we did talk about that.
and be careful not to waste your pulse at the end of the fight. Like if the fighter is already won or lost, don't use it.
Yeah.
We've seen like one or two scenarios where you fought in an area of the map that didn't matter because the card wasn't there, and then that is all that I can remember right now. I will not lie.
Okay.
Obviously, just a bit of trigger discipline, a bit of using recall just out of habit.
Yeah.
Small things that can be fixed easily. Do you have any questions?
Mm. No, I like the idea of like the pivot. That's like an so I play a lot. I play like 20 hours a week, especially when I'm not in football season. Like I play a lot of this because I'm so competitive that I hate
Mhm.
not being really good. Which with that comes like I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot. Like I'll read articles.
Mhm.
I consume a lot of information over this, and that like this pivot idea is like I've never heard it talked about. So I think that's cool, and maybe it's just like useful to me because it's not seen very often. But I like that.
It
It's a good
is
and it
more
should be really
so
helpful.
uh, awesome. I love to hear it. It is more so a tracer specific. I mean, I told you that it does happen with Ball, and it does happen with characters like maybe Soldier or something. But it's something that people never think about. Like they always they fixate on something, and that is something that lower rank players tend to do a lot. It's not exclusive to them, but if you're below masters, every DPS that I see really fixate on killing something, which is not. You don't have to kill something. Like if you force attention and you force them to give up the space, you did your job. Right now, you just have to live to survive, and you go kill whoever is isolated because you forced people back.
Yeah.
And this is very easy to do on Tracer and Ball because of your mobility, essentially. So you can go practice that. You can also go into like, can I actually find an example of this? You can go into replays and you can notice this for yourself. Like, see how the circles move to like peel you. You know. So you go here, right? You go here. The Kiriko notices. She instantly goes back, right? If you leave right now, the hog is isolated, right? The soldier is isolated. And the soldier is isolated anyway. Right, the soldier is isolated. The hog is isolated. You're forcing her back. You're keeping her back. The hog is isolated. The hog dies. Right?
Yeah. And is it the kind of thing where I can kind of use this as like how do I put this in words? Like if I start doing this well,
Mhm.
I can start to like see patterns. Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we're talking about this. I can start to see like, okay, the Curie always
Yes.
TPs,
Yes. You
so I
force.
can force
You
the
bait
hog to
her.
be
It's not even
isolated. Yeah,
forcing. You bait her to TP, and then you go kill somebody else
yeah.
because she has used her TP, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with Brig. You force the Brig to sit on her Ana, you go kill somebody else. You force the Cassidy to chase you around, you go to your team, you kill the tank. This
Hmm.
is what's useful when people are really trying their hardest to peel you, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have, do you have any other questions?
No, I think that's all. That's all. That's a lot of information
Yep,
already.
that is
So
true. That, but
I think that's
unfortunately,
good.
I recorded it. The last point I wanted to write down is small micro, like trigger discipline and using recall unnecessarily. Okay, that's about all I have for you right now.